Today's topic is about electron transport chain or the cellular respiration. To understand this electron transport chain, first we have to understand about the structure of mitochondria as well as some important subtle system like malate aspartate and glycerol 3-phosphate subtle system. Now, this electron transport chain is organized in a four complexes, that is called complex 1, 2, 3 and 4. Complex 1, that is mostly transporting electron from NADH to the CoQ. Complex 2 transporting electron from succinate to the CoQ. So ultimately this CoQ getting electron from this NADH and succinate. Further, this coenzyme Q, that is transporting electron to the cytochrome C. Further, this cytochrome C will lastly donating this electron to the oxygen. So ultimately NADH and succinate transporting electron to the oxygen with the help of this complex 1, 2, 3 and 4. So in detail we will look. First, that is about the mitochondria. The electron transport chain is functioning inside the mitochondria. The mitochondria is a subcellular organelle having the outer and inner membrane enclosing the matrix. Now interesting is that sometimes mitochondria is considered a parasite. So outer membrane of mitochondria is mostly made up of the cellular DNA, while inner part or inner membrane of mitochondria is mostly under the control of mitochondrial DNA. So the inner membrane is highly selective in its permeability, containing specific transport protein. So the inner membrane contains the respiratory chain and translocating system. So this respiratory chain is present over the inner membrane. Inner and outer mitochondrial membrane differ greatly in their composition. So here particular structure of mitochondria is given. So in this mitochondrial structure, first there is a outer membrane, then inner membrane, so matrix part. Now in this matrix part, some protrusion of this inner membrane, and that is called a crista, and over that there is a site of ATP synthesis because electron transport chain is present over this crista. Generally high hydrogen concentration is found in between outer and inner mitochondrial membrane. So ecnoblite protrusion represent the ATP synthesis system over this crista of the mitochondria. Further, this outer membrane is quite similar to the cell membrane. Less than 3% cardiolipin and 45% of cholesterol present in outer membrane, which is similar to the cell membrane, because this production of protein of this outer cell membrane under control of chromosomal DNA or nuclear DNA, while inner membrane containing 22% cardiolipin and no cholesterol, and this is under the influence of mitochondrial DNA. Further, some important enzyme of this mitochondria that you would remember. So outer membrane contains monoamine oxidase, acyl-CoA synthetase and phospholipase A2 enzyme, while in between inner and outer membrane, adenylate kinase and CK that is creatine kinase, also 3 isoenzymes CKMM, MB and BB. Further, outer surface of inner membrane, that is containing glycerol 3-phosphate dehydrogenase enzyme, while inner surface of inner membrane of mitochondria containing succinate dehydrogenase, important enzyme of a TCA cycle, and all enzymes of respiratory chain present over inner surface of inner mitochondrial membrane, while soluble matrix part of mitochondria contains all enzymes of TCA cycle and beta oxidation of fatty acid. So all enzymes of TCA cycle except succinate dehydrogenase. Now further, this mitochondrial membrane, particularly pyruvate and citrate, have specific transporter across inner mitochondrial membrane. Further, ADP and ATP transporter is also needed at inner mitochondrial membrane. So with the help of this transporter, ATP go out of the matrix in exchange of ADP coming inside the matrix of mitochondria. So even ATP and ADP that cannot cross the inner mitochondrial membrane easily. Further, inorganic phosphate, which is needed for ATP formation inside the mitochondria, that is returned to the mitochondria via phosphate hydrogen symport system. Further, calcium, that is enter inside the mitochondria with the help of uniport system. So calcium is also one of the regulator of TCA cycle, but sometimes this calcium triggers apoptosis in response to the stress. So sometimes this calcium can be dangerous and can lead to the apoptosis. Further, organization of electron transport chain. So in the electron transport chain or respiratory chain, the electron are transferred from NADH to a chain of electron carrier. So all the component of ETC are located in the inner membrane of mitochondria, and these are 4 multi-enzyme multi-protein complex, that is complex 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 complex are connected by two mobile carrier, that is CoQ, coenzyme Q and cytochrome C. This arrangement in order to increasing redox potential. Simple, redox potential that is lowest with the NADH, which is a starting point of complex 1. Gradually redox potential is going to be increased up to that complex 4, and lastly electron is transferred to the highest redox potential, that is oxygen. So simple, high redox potential and high affinity for the electron. So oxygen have a highest affinity for the electron. So here quick summary and then detail we will look. Organization of ET. So there is a mostly over the inner mitochondrial membrane. So mitochondrial intermembrane space and matrix part. So mostly from the matrix part, NADH donating electron and transfer to the complex 1, and then it is complex 1 to the CoQ. Same way complex 2, that is also inner side or matrix part of mitochondria, but this FADH2 particular succinate dehydrogenase, it is attached over the inner mitochondrial membrane, transferring electron to the CoQ. So complex 1 and 2 ultimately transfer electron to the coenzyme Q. Now CoQ will transfer electron to the complex 3, and this complex 3 will transfer electron to the cytochrome C. Now the cytochrome C will transfer electron to the complex 4. This complex 4 lastly transfer electron to the oxygen, and oxygen is now converted into the water molecule. But when this NADH or FADH2 transferring electron to the oxygen, energy is generated, and during with this energy generation, 4 proton in complex 1, 4 proton in complex 3 and 2 proton in complex 4 that is going out, and that is very important in this electron transport chain that we will look. So first, NADH generation. NADH is generated during intermediary metabolism, but sometimes this NADH is generated in a cytoplasm, and this mitochondrial membrane is not easily permeable. So mitochondrial membrane is impermeable to NADH. So NADH equivalent generated in glycolysis, or means glucose breakdown, are to be transported from cytoplasm to mitochondria for oxidation purpose. This is done by the malate aspartate shuttle with the help of MDH and AST enzyme. So mainly in a liver, kidney and heart. So mostly in liver, kidney and heart, whatever NADH generated in this glycolysis, that is shifted to mitochondria with the help of malate aspartate shuttle. So when this one molecule of NADH is going inside the electron transport chain, that is helping to produce 2.5 ATP as per the newer calculation, 3 ATP as per the older. You have to remember newer one only, 2.5. So what happened exactly in liver, kidney and heart? Particular NADH which is generated in a cytoplasm, that will be go inside the mitochondria, but this NADH first converted into the NAD plus by converting oxaloacetate to the malate. This malate can go across the in mitochondrial membrane. When it is passing the mitochondrial membrane, this malate is going inside the mitochondria. This malate will again reconverted into the oxaloacetate, and during this process of both MDH, that is malate dehydrogenase enzyme, is needed. So whatever NADH initially is now again getting back in the mitochondria. So that is about particular malate. Now this reaction is connected with the aspartate, because oxaloacetate further converted into the aspartate with the help of enzyme AST, another name that is SGOT. So this aspartate is generated. This aspartate that can also cross the mitochondrial membrane and again go back into the cytoplasm. This aspartate now again converted into the oxaloacetate, again same enzyme, that is AST. So aspartate is converted into the oxaloacetate. Now you have to remember this process is occurring in a liver, kidney and heart. So particularly where NADH of the cytoplasm that can again go back in the mitochondria. Now same subtle system that is called a glycerol 3-phosphate shuttle, but this system is predominantly occurring in skeletal muscle and brain. The reducing equivalent from cytoplasmic NADH are transported to mitochondria as FADH2 through glycerol 3-phosphate shuttle system. So when this NADH going in the mitochondria, that is in the form of FADH2, so only 2 ATP are generated when this system is operating, particular glycerol 3-phosphate shuttle system in a skeletal muscle and brain. So why and how it is occurring, that we will look. So first, NADH of a cytoplasm, and this system is working predominantly in a skeletal muscle and brain. So in skeletal muscle and brain, NADH, so with the help of NADH dihydroxyacetone phosphate, DHAP, that is converted to the G3P glycerol 3-phosphate. Now this glycerol 3 phosphate grow in the mitochondria. Again this glycerol 3 phosphate will be converted into the DHAP, but during that time instead of NAD plus, FAD is converted into the FADH2. So dihydroxyacetone phosphate is generated. Now this again that can come back DHAP. So again this process will continue, but particularly in skeletal muscle and brain, that G3P glycerol 3 phosphate shuttle system is working, and that is creating FADH2 inside the mitochondria. So there is a disadvantage is that 1 ATP is less synthesized when this glycerol 3 phosphate shuttle system is working in a skeletal muscle and brain. Now in detail of that each complex 1, 2, 3, 4 we will look. So complex